Consequences for Mayor of Sekondi-Takoradi MCE Suspended, who allegedly assaulted a police officer. He has been suspended after he was captured in a video that has since gone viral, engaged in a heated exchange with a police officer who attempted to arrest him for careless driving. A statement signed by the Ministry for Local Government said, without prejudice to the matter now before the court, government takes a very dim view of the comments made by the Metropolitan Chief Executive during his exchanges with the police. He has since been charged with 3 counts of assault of a public officer, offensive conduct, and disturbing the peace. Takoradi Circuit Court has granted him a self-recognizance bail of the tune of some 100,000 Ghana cedis with 3 sureties. For context, this is the encounter of the MCE and the police who were on duty at the checkpoint.
Cemetery checkpoint. That you will allow me, I'm still there, you will allow me to go. He's here, talk to him. Take it.
The patrol team is coming to take you to the headquarters for further action.
You are
coming to take you to the headquarters for further action.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, take it. Take it.
I should take it for us.
Take it. Take it. Patrol team coming to take it.
Yes. You wait.
You don't know who you are dealing with.
Okay.
Dorcas, he's not prepared to talk to you. He's not prepared to talk to you. That's the Chief Inspector Dorcas. So
I'm saying I've called the patrol team.
Okay.
Your action, your behavior, your attitude have been reported. Wait, the patrol team coming to take you to the headquarters for further action, and you'll be detained for this. Attempted to knock a police inspector down.
Attempting to do what?
You wait.
You
and you are saying I should know the car before you refuse to. I'm stopping.
Yeah.
Good. I will not insult you. I'm a professional police officer. I will not insult you. But we will teach you a lesson. I'm a professional police officer. I will not insult you. You can insult me. You can do whatever you like. Yes.
Okay, let him come. Okay.
You are okay to Sector 4 over.
You don't know whom you are dealing with. You don't know whom you are dealing with. You can't beg him tomorrow.
Well, the MCE plead not guilty in court. My colleague Natalia Kwanzaa has the rest of the story in this report.
I'm saying I've called the patrol team.
Okay.
Your action, your behavior, your attitude have been reported. Wait, the patrol team coming to take you to the headquarters for further action, and you'll be detained for this. Attempted to knock a police inspector down.
Attempting to do what?
You wait.
You
and you are saying I should know the car before you refuse to. I'm stopping.
Yeah.
Good. I will not insult you. I'm a professional police officer. I will not insult you. But we will teach you a lesson. I'm a professional police officer. I will not insult you. You can insult me. You can do whatever you like. Yes.
Okay, let him come. Okay.
You are okay to Sector 4 over.
You don't know whom you are dealing with. You don't know whom you are dealing with. You can't beg him tomorrow. You can't beg him tomorrow.
Message copied, brother.
Yeah. No, don't leave them. Make them do them nonsense. Hello, Dorcas.
But why are you insulting police? Why are you insulting police?
Insulting.
If you do that nonsense, I am stopping. The whole police inspector is stopping. You will see.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
You insult me whatever you can.
I'll send you 20.
It's a place. Police are working there.
Yeah.
Transfer is not punishment in police.
Okay.
Transfer is not punishment in police.
Don't worry.
Yes.
Don't worry. Don't
Transfer
worry.
is not punishment.
Do what you want to do.
Can transfer me to Palugu, wherever. My colleagues are there working happily.
Do what you want to do.
So what are you telling my colleagues who are?
National Police Command arrived at the premises of the Takoradi Circuit Court A in a brown kaftan from a black saloon car. He is immediately met by his counsel, lawyer Samuel Kofi Agbeta, and the presiding member of the STMA. They walked straight into the courtroom. The mayor, MCE Suspended, sat quietly in the court as his case was called, and he was charged with 3 counts of assault on a public officer. offensive conduct and disturbing public peace following exchanges with Inspector Andrew Safo near the Kusmintim Cemetery Snap checkpoint on February 2nd, 2022.
Don't mind him.
And Honorable is telling police stupid. Honorable is telling police stupid. Honorable telling police stupid. I will not insult you back.
No,
I will give you all the necessary respect. I will not insult you back.
Oh, look here.
Policeman officer in uniform telling him stupid. I will not insult you back. You can insult me all you can.
There was this place.
Just be in the queue safely. Just this a colleague of us was knocked down. You heard the news. And you didn't follow the queue, my brother. Why didn't you follow the queue? And he wanted to knock me down.
But don't you know?
He wanted to knock me down. I should get away for him to go. Now you don't know this guy and say, oh, Honorable, should I know the guy before you knock me down? And you're telling the police, stupid.
No, not
police officer, stupid.
No, me, I chose this road.
People who have been mandated, authorized by the same constitution to work for you, to protect you, you are telling him stupid.
Huh? I'm sorry, no, it's
just follow the queue. You are not in a convoy.
Well, ranking member on the local government committee, Nilante Vanderpoy, is asking the local government minister, Dan Kwekubochwe, to place an embargo on the salary of the Sekondi-Takoradi MCE Abdul Mumin Issa whilst on suspension. In the view of the MP, it will serve as a deterrent for public office holders who always engage in the practice of abusing their power. The MCE has been suspended from office after he was caught on camera threatening and verbally assaulting and abusing a police officer in the Western region. Nilante Vanderpoy, who commended the sector minister for the swift decision to suspend the MC, said the minister will be summoned before Parliament to explain if he complied with the directives.
I think that I listened to the voice initially and I've seen the video. I think the Honorable Municipal Chief Executive did not do well. Metropolitan Chief Executive did not do well. Whatever it is, his action was beyond permissible limits. And I think the swiftness with which the minister has acted is good. It's an indicative of the fact that he's not going to compromise on such indiscipline and impunity on behalf of government officials. You remember during the time of the NDC, there was this DCE in Afar North Southwest who became so popular with this issue of the tria, who said tria and all those things. And the action was taken against him. I thought that would be a lesson to many DCEs to refrain from acts that make them seem as if the olden days are buying cratchy, you know, the colonial time when they have all that power and all those things. People should understand that the power today for DCs and things are more consultative, working with the people and understanding the problems of the area, and it is not lording over people. So I think even though every person punished this way is something, I think this should be a lesson to the rest of the MMDCs around the country that Ghanaians are not ready to compromise discipline. They are supposed to be the utmost, let me say, exponents of discipline and also self-control. So what happened is unfortunate. I think the suspension is what I will ask, that the suspension, if it is to pave way for further action to be taken, because the police will definitely prosecute him, and this one should not be inclusive of the police action. This one is to show to him that he was given that position to be an example unto others. So what he has done. So the suspension can continue, but I will ask the question which I believe everyone is asking, which I believe you yourself are asking: is it suspension with salary or suspension without salary? To me, as much as he's been suspended, if it's going to be a month, 2 months, 3 months, he should not draw any salary. That will be punitive enough. But if he's been suspended, he can still have his salary. Then that one will not deter anything.
See, and finally for me, you talk about the suspension without salary as a punitive measure. Do you want the minister to make this public because the suspension is public?
I would have been more excited if that one has even reflected in the letter the minister had signed. But since it's not there, I will seek more clarification. And if we don't hear anything about it, Definitely, we on the local government committee in Parliament have already discussed this issue this morning. We were waiting for this action to be taken by the minister. I'm very sure that somebody may have tipped the minister that, so because we're going to ask him, we're going to drag him before the House to answer this question. And knowing that Moche for who he is, I think he got information and he acted swiftly in order to preempt our action. But we'll go further and ask him whether this person is going to be denied his salary for the period that he will be under suspension.
The MP also called for maximum security protection for the police officer, saying loyalists of the MCE could attack the police officer in retaliation.
The policeman who stood his grounds, I want to make sure and I want to insist that looking at the sort of culture and environment we live in, the threat on his life should not be taken lightly. This MC definitely will have party supporters, who have loyalists and all those things, who will now want to put the life of the policeman under some threat. So it is important that the institution, the Ghana Police Service as an institution, should look at how they will protect this particular inspector. And I am so excited about his courage and his principles. You know, when he even said that, when the MCE said that I'll make sure you are transferred to NG, his response was apt. He said, NG, oh, my colleagues are working there, my colleagues are there. You can take me there and I will do my work professionally. And I think that is commendable. And such policemen are the people we should always commend, we should always promote and highlight, so that it will serve as an example onto the other officers. On the whole, I think that the action by the police in arresting the MCE, and also you could see that the MCE was trying to call a senior police officer to calm this person down, but this guy insisted that he was calling in the patrol team. I was thinking that the senior police officer will be able to make sure that the story is killed or the action is dumped, but you could tell that the police service were determined to make sure that they protected their own in this particular case. It should not be only their own. It should also be a question of any other Ghanaian citizen who is being maltreated by any other person should be given the protection that person requires. Joining me now via Zoom is a security analyst, Dr. Adam Bona. Thank you so much for your time. So this video has been making the rounds all throughout the day. What was your first reaction when you saw this footage?
Oh yeah, good evening. My first reaction when I saw, in fact, someone sent me the audio before I saw the video. My first reaction was, one without any surprise. But I then thought that, obviously this MCE doesn't seem to know the time the police and Ghanaians we find ourselves. Probably he thought the Ghana police was the police of yesteryears. Maybe he forgot that people who, the so-called intouchables, have been touched, and therefore their cover, have been blown. And therefore, for him to have gone to this extent of denigrating and insulting, running down a police officer and the entire police institution, for me was reprehensible. And so that was my first reaction when I listened to the full tape. Yeah.
And what's more surprising is that this is the head of the Metropolitan Security Council. That's how bad the situation was.
Yes, very, very, very bad. Somebody who is supposed to be level-headed and representing the president at a very important regional capital. In fact, if you are counting cities in the past, anyone who went to primary school, cities that were counted those days, you would count Accra, Cape Coast, and I think Takoradi. Later on, we got Kumasi, and I think Tamale and the rest. And so for him to be appointed as MCE of Sekondi-Takoradi and to, come this low by running down, the police, for me, it's something that words cannot explain. And I would want to thank the president
the local government minister, the interior minister, the IGP, and the courageous police officer who stood his grounds to ensure that, this, MCE's bluff was called, so that, recording him and ensuring that what evidence again do we need? We are told that an inquiry has been put in place. He has been suspended. I would want to say the president and his team have acted swiftly, and the suspension shouldn't just end there. Some of us would want to see that he doesn't come back again, because how is he going to come and head a very important, city like the Sekondi-Takoradi metropolitan, area as the, security chairman of the Security Council, looking at the terror that is surrounding us all over? Such a person, no one will take him serious. So obviously they can't just terminate him without any inquiry or any investigation by the presidency. So whichever inquiry they are going to make, the evidence is already there.
Right.
I mean, he committed whatever has been put before, the court. And so I'm hoping that he gets, relieved of his position whilst he faces prosecution.
And the confidence of this police officer is unheard of, unlike what we know about the Ghana Police Service. What are some of the factors accounting for this? Some have attributed this to the new leadership at the top of the Ghana Police Service. Do we attribute this to the new IGP, or this goes beyond the individual?
Well, you can see the smiles on my face when you started constructing your question. Yes, obviously, I call it the multiplier effect of the new police administration, the Dampare multiplier effect, I want to call it. Because then, if you remember, in the central region, I think 2020, before the election, a DCE, a shameless DCE like this other DCE or MCE, attacked a police officer. This time, it wasn't even on the streets, but within the police station. They beat up a police officer and, released a suspect who was under police detention. And what happened? The police officer was transferred from that town in the central region, and we never heard anything after. We were told they were going to prosecute him, but nothing has happened. And this was under the former regime's administration. And therefore, if you were a police officer and you witnessed that, and other occasions where police officers have been bullied and, beaten to pulp, and the administration never rose to the occasion to defend them, you are going to start thinking about yourself, your family, your children, and not wanting to be beaten. Because if you are beaten, nobody will support you. But the bravery seen by, exhibited by this particular police officer, I call it a multiplier effect, because then he believed that if he stood his ground, there was no way the new police administration was going to waver. They were going to stand by him. And you can see, once the police administration stood by him and the MCE was arrested and detained that night, immediately the public started calling for the head of this MCE. The president, the interior minister, the local government minister have acted swiftly by suspending.
Okay then, I'm grateful, Adam Bona, for your time tonight.